Snida versus Union of India. In this particular case, Supreme Court has categorically said that if a woman dies intestate, leaving no children and no husband, then the property will devolve to her in-laws. And the parents of the deceased person cannot have any right to claim that self-acquired property of their daughter, which is clearly given under Section 15(1)(b) of Hindu Succession Act. So there is usually a tussle between the in-laws and the parents of the deceased if there is a any property being left out by the women who got deceased. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court of India has categorically said if a woman dies intestate, so if anybody acquires any property, self acquired property, then they will have to execute the will in order to avoid this future tussle between the in laws and the parents. And they have gone on to the record to say that there should be a pre litigation arbitration to be conducted, as the cases will go for years together. So, this pre litigation scenario of arbitration will solve the dispute between the both families. When there is a any arbitration award which is being given in this particular scenario, that will be acted as a civil court decree. And I would like to point out certain criterias to be maintained while writing the will by any women. First thing, you need to outline the properties you have, what we call it as scheduled properties, and subsequently you need to outline to whom should it get benefited, to whom should the property get devolved to if you die interstate, and there should be an executor to be appointed in that, which says that he is a person who will come into the picture to give or assign that particular property to the person who is going to get benefited out of it, and it should be followed by two witnesses. So whether the registration is mandatory to be registered or it is optional is an important question. What I would suggest is that it should get registered or at least a notarized. Registration is optional, but it will help you in marking of the documents in the court of law if you have the registered will deed. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this particular video benefits you. Thank you.